Does the new MetaPWR system feel overwhelming? Are you wondering why it's such a breakthrough in clinical and medical science? Well, this broadcast is the answer to your questions and your cheat sheet here on demand. Welcome to my Throw It Out Thursday broadcast and your MetaPWR happy hour, aka Got Your MetaPWR, Now What? And this is our new superhero line doTERRA just released, and this is what it looks like when you open the packaging. It even has instructions in the top flap here. It's beautiful and will be the missing link for helping every facet of your wellness portfolio. So grab your slipper socks and snuggle in, because I am your metabolic hype squad of one, and I am going to take your hand and guide you through the metaverse, as George likes to call it. And I'm 40 years old, and I already do so many things to support my body intentionally, and frankly, I was a little skeptical. I consider myself a very healthy person. I've been intermittent fasting for almost 2 years. I've been doing strength training and cardio every day for more than 2 years. I've been taking the Lifelong Vitality trio of vitamins every day since 2015. We haven't burned candles or used toxic chemicals in our cleaning since 2014. But to quote a funny song that I love, they blinded me with science, and all the evidence-based research that was revealed to us from the 4 years of development of this system definitely got my attention. And there's always room for improvements and ways that we can more refine our habits. So I followed everything to a T, and I'm really glad I did. And by the time you're done watching this broadcast, you will realize that you now have these tools that can reduce your glucose spikes, meaning you can reverse the aging process, you can improve your cognitive function, you can see your own evidence-based data in real time to show that, and you'll also have my tactical step-by-step support with how to implement the MetaPWR system of tools to strengthen all of your detoxification pathways. So MetaPWR stands for Metabolic, and PWR stands for Personal Wellness Realized, or your own power as you step into your own personal wellness. And your metabolism influences your entire personal wellness portfolio, meaning not just your weight, but your energy, your body composition, your sleep, your mental clarity too. And first and foremost, who is MetaPWR for? So if you want to amplify all of your healthy habits by keeping your blood sugar balanced, managing your blood pressure, managing a healthy weight, improving your skin elasticity, improving mental clarity, then MetaPWR is for you. And every time that our blood sugar spikes after we eat a meal, we age. And that means every day we're putting stress on our bodies like riding a roller coaster. So what happens when you take MetaPWR? Well, I am going to use a quick analogy of a bowling alley tonight to help simplify this concept for you. And I don't know about you, but analogies always help me make sense of complex ideas. So when you learned to bowl, bumpers went up on both sides to protect your ball from going into the gutter and derailing your goal of hitting the pins, right here. So think of the pins as your personal wellness goals that you want to achieve, and think of MetaPWR as the bumpers protecting your blood sugar from spiking. This is a metaphor for why the tools are meant to be taken on both sides, I like to say, or strategically timed before and after you eat. So you can also think of like bookends on both sides. So the right tools and support allow you to succeed at the game. And without the obstacles in your way, you can have a clear path to finally see those shifts. And that is your personal wellness realized. So now that you've got that bowling alley visual, right, I'm going to briefly summarize my own personal results and observations so that you can see why I am super excited about what this can really mean for you. So these are just early data points that blew my mind since I started the system last month in September, the day after it was released at convention, so I could start with the entire day's regimen. I started with the drink on that day, but I wanted the full spectrum the next day. So I was so excited that my metabolic age actually reversed by an entire year, which is one of the best indicators of overall vitality. And why is this important? Well, metabolic age is not your chronological age. Metabolic age is your health span or the quality of your years. Your chronological age is your lifespan or how long that you live. So sadly, these are not the same. I do not want to live to be 90 years old if that means I'm bedridden and unable to spend time with my family. I want my years to be full of joy and energy, and this is what how empowering it is to know your metabolic age. So comment below as you watch and tell me if you know your metabolic age yet. So for background, I've been using a body composition scale since 2020 to track my health data, and when I started my experiment with intermittent fasting, it never moved until I started using MetaPWR in terms of my metabolic age. I have so much more energy, I have more mental clarity since I started MetaPWR. I feel less anxious, especially given that this is my most abundant month of life with so much more on my plate, family functions, birthdays, activities, more work responsibilities, and normally it would be very hard for me to focus. I feel productive when I sit down to complete work tasks without that feeling of overwhelm or brain fog like I used to have. Something else that completely was unexpected, I had 0 symptoms during my last cycle last month, and normally I experience bloating, cramping, hormonal head tension, and I've talked about the hormonal head tension for years. I had 0 headaches since returning to convention. This is something that I am going to continue to monitor, and I will share because it could have just been a coincidence. Hopefully it is a permanent trend. The inflammation has started to melt away to the point where my fingers even got slimmer, and I shared in my Instagram stories that my size 5.5 silicone groove ring that I've been wearing forever was so loose that I had to order a size 5 because it was practically falling off my finger. And you can see my wedding bands here are super, super loose. They've never been loose like that before. My sleep quality has gotten so much deeper. I'm remembering textures and details from dreams, and this is not something that I used to be able to do. I am also able to sustain lifting heavier weights for longer periods of time and do strength moves that in my workouts that I wasn't able to do before I left for convention. My body fat percentage has gone down more than 1%. I've lost more than 6 pounds. I've lost several inches to the point where I'm in a smaller pant size. You can kind of see here, when I stand to the side. It's hard to maybe see on video sometimes, but this is a total wellness lifestyle toolbox. This is not a weight loss system. So I want to ensure that I mention that because everyone's results are going to be different depending on your other lifestyle habits. And, oftentimes excess fluid retention and inflammation leaving the body will cause weight loss to occur once your body is not holding on to all of that unnecessary baggage anymore. So, which also explains the ring change. And that leads us to what you want to have ready to go to dig right in and start seeing results for yourself when your kit arrives. So you want to have the scale and take measurements. This allows you to capture your own baseline health data when things start to shift in your body. You want to be able to see that. You also want to have either a blender bottle or a frother to properly mix your collagen drink. You can also print your weekly check-in worksheets and your goal setting worksheets that are great for journaling prompts. You can also opt into the doTERRA accountability text thread that is available to you. And for extra credit, you can complete the little short self-paced MetaPWR training course, so you're hearing directly from the scientists and the doctors who developed the system. And speaking of doctors, one of the analogies that Dr. O used in the training was comparing your body to a car. So, if you're driving your car and you're putting your foot on the floor on the accelerator and then you're slamming on the brakes, it's going to wear down your brakes, your tires, your seatbelt, all the parts of your vehicle faster. Spikes and crashes in your blood sugar are hard on your body, which cause poor cell function. This is similar. So the more that you can normalize your blood glucose and your insulin curves, the better that your body will operate, like that bowling alley, right? We want to go straight for the pins in our goal. And this is how MetaPWR stabilizes your energy naturally by supporting your mitochondrial cells, which is what coffee tries to mimic artificially, only leaving you more tired. So next, you're probably wondering, okay, but when and how do I use all these products, right? That's what I'm here for. So as promised, I've got that tactical piece covered for you. And I created this simple tracker that you've seen in my stories as a guide for my customer community. We are in the midst of our 90-day MetaPWR challenge I created to simplify this and establish that foundation for these sustainable habits because the system is flexible. That means you can adapt each of the protocols to just weave seamlessly through the fabric of your everyday, what you're already doing. So you'll start your day with the MetaPWR oil in your water cup. And you're already putting oil in your water, you might as well do it MetaPWR, right? Next, you're gonna take your Advantage collagen any time of day you want in cold water, room temperature water. That's totally fine with your Lifelong Vitality Pack. In addition to the collagen being 12 times more absorbable than other collagen products, doTERRA's collagen is the only brand of collagen that tests for heavy metals and comes back free from those heavy metals. The benefits are longer than a CVS receipt. I'll be sharing more about each of the products in depth, but I prefer to take this when I break my fast, after I exercise, after I shower. That's my morning routine. And you can put it in a small cup of water, in a shot glass is fine if you don't want to drink a lot of water with it, but then you want to drink some plain water after. And then you'll choose your own adventure from what I call the choose your own quad squad, and that is the oil blend, the soft gels, the beadlets, and the chewing gum. And you'll select one of the 4 to enjoy after your meal. I prefer the soft gels after meals and the chewing gum in the afternoon. Little fun fact that I've been talking about recently as well, that chewing releases digestive enzymes into your saliva. So it prepares your stomach to receive the food and more easily break that down. So then you'll take 1 to 2 of the Metabolic Assist capsules 15 to 30 minutes before your biggest carb heavy meal. And this is the workhorse. This is going to crush the carbs and suppress those glucose spikes, preventing the fat cells from maturing and actually reduce carb conversion to sugar by 42% because of the mulberry leaf extract. So then you're going to choose your own adventure again from the Quad Squad. And I like the soft gels, and you could choose whichever one you want, and that's the end of your day. And you're not going to feel hungry for snacking later. It's so simple. So we're going to summarize one more time again real quick. Oil in your water when you wake up. If you're a coffee drinker, that means a cup of water first, okay? Advantage collagen in a small cup of water with, with your breakfast, whatever meal you're eating, and your lifelong vitality vitamins. Then you choose one from the Quad Squad. Then you choose one from the Quad Squad in the afternoon. If you feel a craving coming on, be sure to drink enough water throughout the day. I've noticed I've been craving water, which is fantastic because that's helping everything filter through your body. And then assist before your biggest meal of the day. Then you choose one more from the Quad Squad after dinner and repeat over and over, just like the little tracker circle, and that's it. So next, you may be wondering, okay, well, where did this come from? Well, doTERRA scientists and doctors have been working on this since before the pandemic. I mentioned they've been working on this for 4 years, and it's really perfectly timed now. So improving your health span is the purpose of MetaPWR. And doTERRA realized that this was the missing piece for our metabolic health, just like lifelong vitality was the missing piece for our nutrition all these years. So they wanted to create tools that maximize the way that you feel so you have energy to take your dog for walks, play with your kids, play with your grandkids, not need a nap every day after lunch, not need to rely on coffee or sugar to get by. MetaPWR is your workhorse by suppressing those glucose spikes naturally so you feel more sustained energy without the sugar crashes, more mentally clear and beyond. And that brings us to, why is this such a breakthrough in medical science? Well, according to the Journal of Cardiology that looked at cross-sectional surveys of adults in Northern Virginia, only 6.8 had optimal health. That means more than 93% had less than optimal cardiometabolic health, which causes serious challenges in your quality of life, right? And if we can begin just chipping away little by little at the root cause with smart supplementation, using these tools, that we start to see things shift, we start to connect the dots to all these other lifestyle habits, really so much alignment, and it kind of feels comforting in a way. I've also been documenting these daily steps and habits in my Instagram stories all month long, so you have seen how straightforward and simple it can be to incorporate these when you're away from home, when you're out and about. And for 8 years now, since August of 2014, I've been sharing our lives with you as we kick chemicals and synthetic remedies to the curb and grab our natural doTERRA toolbox instead. And I hope that this topic empowers you and helps you see that it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be complicated. I hope that you see you can feel good. You can feel in control of your entire wellness portfolio once and for all. And sometimes just seeing a friend or a trusted advisor or an Instagram pal gently reminds us that it's very simple and something that can be broken down into tactical action steps like I showed you. This is just tactical action steps right here. This is really just the beginning of this conversation, but having those numbers, seeing how you feel, this is huge. And we're going to continue this journey. We're going to learn together. We're going to grow together. We're going to evolve together. Now, a few little housekeeping items. If you don't have the MetaPWR system yet, you can tap the link in my Instagram profile or reach out directly for help. You'll receive 25% off everything that you purchase. I also have a welcome bundle of resources and accessories for you too, including a choice from either the Smart Scale, the blender bottle, or drink frother to help you streamline things as you get started. And you'll have an all-access pass to jump into my 90-day challenge, 30 days, for 60 days, for 90 days. Lots of resources to help you feel confident. These weekly check-ins so that you can kind of keep track of your observations. I'm here holding space for you. I am participating in your progress. I am participating along with you. I can't wait to connect with you and help you start this new chapter where you have all the pieces of your wellness toolbox before you. So be sure to stay close as I continue to collect more of my own data and more of my own observations to share. And I want to hear from you. Tell me if the bowling alley analogy helped simplify things for you, or maybe the car analogy from Dr. O. Don't forget to mark your calendar because my next continuing education broadcast will be streaming on demand like your favorite Netflix show the evening of Thursday, November 17th. I can't believe it's almost the end of the year, but that is a wrap on broadcast number 237. So I made it quick. I hope that this was helpful for you, a little helpful nudge to reclaim your metabolic health once and for all. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.